In the world of K-pop, especially among ARMYs, the nickname for BTS fans, no moment goes unnoticed. Every small interaction between members can become a hot topic, even go viral within minutes. But what happened this time was truly touching beyond expectations. A seemingly ordinary live broadcast turned into an emotional moment when Golden Maknae Jungkook did something to Kim Taehyung, which made the handsome vocalist unable to hold back tears. It all started with a live session hosted by Jungkook. He looked relaxed, wearing a black hoodie, and chatted with fans about the little things in his life lately. He talked about music, his current activities, and even broke into a spontaneous song. Shortly after, Taehyung joined the broadcast, surprising the audience. The two laughed and teased each other as usual, displaying a genuine camaraderie. Their friendship, which has existed since their trainee days, has always been a highlight, due to their genuine, unforced chemistry. However, no one expected that the lighthearted moment would turn so emotional in a matter of minutes. After a few moments of conversation, Jungkook began speaking in a softer voice. He turned to Taehyung and said something that wasn't clearly audible on camera. But Taehyung's expression immediately changed. His cheerful face suddenly became serious. Jungkook then took something from his pocket. It appeared to be a piece of paper. He handed it to Taehyung with a small smile, but his eyes were glistening with tears. After a moment, Taehyung unfolded the paper and began to read it silently. Within seconds, he nodded slowly, lowered his head, and then the tears began to flow. Taehyung's tears, which broke out in front of the camera, were no ordinary tears. They weren't from sadness, nor were they from anger. They seemed like an outpouring of long-held emotions. Emotion, gratitude, and perhaps even guilt or longing. Jungkook immediately grabbed Taehyung's shoulders, trying to calm him down. "Hyung, you know I'm always here," he said softly, still barely audible to the audience. Comments immediately flooded the broadcast chat. ARMYs from around the world were wondering what was on the note. What had caused Taehyung to cry so deeply? Although there has been no official confirmation, many suspect that the contents of the note Jungkook gave were a personal letter. Some fans speculated that it was an apology or thank you letter, written by Jungkook after the two had experienced some distance recently. Rumors of their strained relationship had circulated within the fandom community, though never confirmed. There are also those who believe that the letter contains memories or promises for the future, perhaps about BTS's comeback, or even something more personal and deeper. Taehyung and Jungkook's friendship is known for being very close, but also full of dynamics. In various documentaries and behind-the-scenes footage, the two have admitted to having had disagreements in the past. However, this has only made their relationship stronger. Taehyung, known for his unique and expressive personality, greatly values honesty and thoughtfulness from his friends. Jungkook, on the other hand, although more reserved, often shows affection through small, meaningful gestures. The combination of the two creates a bond rarely found in the entertainment world. Taehyung's tears are all our tears. Whatever Jungkook wrote in that letter came from the heart, and their hearts are pure. That's why we love them. Meanwhile, some fans are trying to link this moment to a potential BTS comeback as a full group after their military service ends. Perhaps Jungkook wrote something touching to Taehyung about their big plans for the future, or perhaps this is a temporary goodbye before one of them enlists. A few hours after the broadcast ended, Taehyung posted an Instagram story with the following short sentence: "Those tears weren't because I was sad. Thank you, Jungkook. I'll never forget." The post made the moment even more emotional, indirectly confirming that whatever happened during the live broadcast was deeply personal and meaningful. It wasn't the first time BTS had touched the hearts of their fans, but this moment was definitely different. It wasn't about achievements, stages, or comebacks. It was about friendship, honesty, and the bond that has grown over the years between two people who have gone through ups and downs together. Taehyung's tears weren't just an expression of gratitude to Jungkook, but also to all the ARMY who continue to be there and Jungkook's small act handing him a letter has left a deep mark on the hearts of millions. A few hours after the live session, footage of Jungkook handing a letter to Taehyung circulated on K-pop social media. However, there has been no official confirmation regarding the letter's contents. However, several reliable sources have stated that this live session is significant because it directly relates to BTS's comeback preparations and their experiences after completing their military service. India Times 1. Jungkook had expressed his concerns ahead of BTS's planned comeback next year. Taehyung himself was seen attending the broadcast session from Paris, where he confessed to missing ARMY. During a live broadcast a few days ago, India Times 1, the dramatic moment at the end of the live, when Jungkook handed Taehyung a piece of paper, looked incredibly intimate. Taehyung read it silently, then shed tears, a sign that whatever was written contained deep emotion. He also cried because of his participation and admiration for the members. These weren't just weak tears, but rather a sincere expression of love and appreciation. Therefore, Taehyung's tears now likely reflect a multi-layered emotion: relief, gratitude, trust, and intimacy, reaffirming group solidarity. This moment reaffirmed the bond of OT7, all 7 members, as they prepared for their first post-military comeback, showing the strength of internal friendship. Small moments of care like this demonstrated the real closeness, not just their stage image, between the two introspective members, increasing fan anticipation. ARMYs are now increasingly curious not only about the comeback, but also about how their emotions will be expressed in the album, vlogs, or behind-the-scenes videos. The moment Jungkook gave Taehyung a secret letter and made him cry wasn't just a media hit. It was an emotional moment that will live on in ARMY's memories. It wasn't just a testament to their friendship, but also a demonstration of sincerity, unconditional support, and a reminder that behind the glitz and glamour of the stage, they were still human beings who could be vulnerable, caring, and stand by each other through tears. To truly understand the power of emotion in that moment, we have to look back to the early years at Buy It Now Hybe. Jungkook, the youngest member who joined at a very young age, and Taehyung, the last trainee to pass, formed an unlikely connection from day one. In various documentaries and interviews, they both admit that they are like two sides of the same coin. The expressive and spontaneous Taehyung became the sweetener to the quiet but caring Jungkook. Conversely, Jungkook became Taehyung's emotional refuge when the pressures of the industry became too much to bear alone. Taehyung: I'm grateful to have Jungkook. He's not just a dongsang. He's like a mirror that strengthens me. Jungkook: Taehyung always gives me a sense of security. Even though he seems careless, he really understands other people's hearts. This isn't the first time that to have publicly shown their emotional sides. Some moments that still resonate with ARMYs. 2018 Mama Awards. Taehyung cried while accepting an award. Jungkook immediately embraced him and whispered something that made him laugh through his tears. 2020 BTS Break the Silence documentary. Jungkook and Taehyung had a small disagreement, but later reconciled and spoke openly in front of the camera. They cried, hugged, and apologized to each other. 2023 Military Enlistment. When Jungkook enlisted in the military, Taehyung saw him off secretly. In his vlog, Jungkook said he didn't have to come, but he did. Their story is full of colors, laughter, arguments, tears, hugs, and that's what made yesterday's Wever's live moment the culmination of a long emotional journey. According to the latest information from various K-pop sources, BTS is scheduled for a full comeback in 2025, after all members have completed their military service. Signs of this are already starting to emerge. Jungkook said in a live stream that he can't wait to sing with the Hyungs on stage again. RM mentioned "We Cook Yes, America" in a previous live stream, signaling preparations for an international project. Taehyung himself has posted lyrics on his personal Instagram account several times that appear to be related to BTS's future. So, it's highly likely that Jungkook's letter also contains a personal commitment ahead of their biggest stage reunion since the group's hiatus in 2022.